you. All of the time of the members have expired. Let me first thank the extraordinary witnesses for their testimonies today. The testimonies heard today offer an insight into the 20 years of decisions and policies that have shaped the United States legacy in Afghanistan. And that legacy is a culmination of, in my opinion, mistakes, hubris, naive optimism about our ability to fundamentally transform a nation that we did not fully understand. There's no one simple answer that alone can explain what went wrong on August 21st, I don't believe. The decision to withdraw, which I happen to strongly believe was the right one, was always, no matter when, whether it was 10 years, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, was always going to come with the risk of the Afghan regime collapsing, of chaos in Kabul, and a Taliban victory. Though we will continue to conduct oversight of that withdrawal. But there's no oversight is complete unless it also evaluates the years of policy making that got us there. What allowed us to transform what was supposed to be a counterinsurgency strategy into one of nation building, and to task our military with that impossible mission? I want to make a final observation based on some of the testimony submitted for today's hearings. Number one, Ambassador Crocker talked about often the fact that there was no provincial capital that was conquered by the Taliban, yet 70% of the country was still being contested by the Taliban during that period of time. And it was also stated that our end goal for being in Afghanistan was always clear and never shifted, and that it was for the security of the United States. And yet, the closing statement was with the very heartfelt story of Ghazi Stadium and what our departure meant for the women of Afghanistan. So to me, it's a clear demonstration of competing interests and the lack of policy tools to deal with those interests, whether we are talking about counterterrorism or women's rights or girls' education or corruption. Our military came to address the al-Qaeda threat. We would have never been there otherwise. If there was not the al-Qaeda threat, we would have never been in Afghanistan. But we stayed to prop up the Afghan government and, yes, support women's rights. To me, the latter two tasks should be entrusted to our diplomats and our development professionals, not the military. This choice is demonstrative of the mission creep that occurred, which made it so politically difficult to make the tough decision to finally leave. Now, I worry that lessons gained from looking back at the 20 years are at risk of being ignored. I worry that those who say Afghanistan could have been sustained missed the true lessons, I believe, of Afghanistan. Congress alone has the constitutional authority to declare war. And it is time it is once again takes seriously the weight of that responsibility. Not just shoving it off to the President of the United States. We are co-equal branch of government with oversight responsibilities, and the only ones that hearings to our oversight so that we can learn the lessons and not repeat the mistakes again, because there are consequences of our actions here in the halls of Congress. Again, I've got to thank our distinguished witnesses for your honesty, for your patience, for your time, for your thoughts. And that's what we wanted here. You really gave us the depth and the diversity of idea and thought that our committee needs to hear. I thank you for your patriotism. I thank you for serving our great country, and I thank you for participating in today's hearing. Likewise, I want to thank Ranking Member McCall for his partnership in holding today's hearing, as well as all of the members of this committee for their engagement in this important conversation. So again, thank you all, and this hearing is now adjourned.